Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in.
Shelly,
Angie.
it is time for another episode of Hot Flash Chronicles podcast.
It is.
I am so excited. We're back in Puyallup.
Yep.
We're no longer in Napa, which is kind of sad. No longer our birthdays. We're no longer celebrating in that way, but we're celebrating being home with our peoples, our doggos.
That's
great. And we had a listener request this topic. So they had requested comfort foods.
Mm-hmm.
We thought just like life's comforts.
Yeah.
Isn't that a fun idea?
I think so.
Yeah, I do too.
And it makes me want some of them right now.
I know. I feel like we're going to leave this hungry.
Oh, yeah. And probably everybody else. But
yeah, sorry in advance. If you're already hungry, like,
just
wait.
Yeah, just wait. Wait until we're done with this and then you'll be able to figure it out. So comforts, of course, I think we should start off because we are such fans of comfort foods.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should kind of start there and we'll see what comes of that.
Right. I have comfort drinks as well. And they're mostly coffee related.
Well, that totally makes sense. That tracks.
Right?
Yeah.
We had a spicy coffee called a hottie latte at Ritual Coffee in Napa. And it had spices in it, like warming spices. I asked them if they sold the syrup because it's going to be good for your blood pressure, your inflammation, all of these things. Like it'll help regulate your body temperature. Warming spices are really good for you.
Yeah.
They help your metabolism. And I was like, hey, do you sell this? And they're like, no, unfortunately. So me being the little internet detective that I am.
Sneaky beaky she is.
I know. I fancy myself quite clever when it comes to the detective work. I found the spice company that provides Ritual Coffee with their syrup.
That is some deep CSI skill
stuff. And they happen to have a very hard to find, if you just Google the recipe, you couldn't find it. I had to go like 5 layers deep, but they had a recipe for the syrup. So I made it.
Ooh.
And it's bang on. It's so good. So that is my new thing this week because it makes like a cup's worth and you put a tablespoon in each cup. So I've had that for the last 4 days on my coffee and it's very warming. Even though it's summertime, there's just something that feels good to me about having warm, spicy. So it's got allspice, star anise, sorry, not allspice. That's not what I meant. Cloves, star anise, cinnamon stick, regular cinnamon, cayenne pepper, all sorts. There's a lot of stuff.
Now, honestly, I feel like this could go in a hot toddy.
Oh,
I feel like I can see that working with some rum and some tea.
I am a spice girl. I love things spicy. And
I'd be Old Spice if I was a spice girl.
I'd be sassy spice. Old Spice. I'm so sure. So I love all sorts of fun stuff in my coffee. My favorite thing to consume is an iced coffee when done properly. And you've been getting a Nutella one from Anthem.
Yeah, it's a good one. It actually, because I get ice, it has chunks of real Nutella in it. I can't say that any of that is healthy or good for any of my
blood pressure,
system.
but it'll help your
attitude. It will help my attitude. And that was what part of comfort food, part of it is, why do you want the comfort? Why are you seeking this out? Because that's sometimes why we turn to foods or things from our childhood or whatever, in times of stress. I want me a nice coffee with Nutella in it, maybe.
Right.
That could be what it is.
So what are some foods that you lean into?
I tend to go, I was thinking about this when I knew we were going to have this, do this episode. And I was like, all of a sudden things started popping up in my head when I think of a comfort food, and almost all of them are starchy, and almost all of them I'd say fall in line with casserole things. I really, really, really love when I'm wanting that comfort food. I love chicken and dumplings.
I was going to say chicken pot pie, not the frozen. I don't mind the frozen ones, but when you make it and you put the biscuits on top and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff.
So that is one of them. And
my mom's mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mashed potatoes are a good one.
bathe in them. Potato salad when done properly. Again,
Yep.
my mom's. I think a lot of stuff we get, like the way that we like it is the way that it was served to us as a child. Because
Right.
I know I'm a real snob about things like potato salad.
Yeah, my mom used to make a homemade mac and cheese that I really, really loved. Yeah, like, and I think a lot of them do sometimes stem from childhood. Also, just a real good grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Is, with some tomatoes. I like the tomato soup mixed with mushroom soup, and
I don't like tomato soup.
you dip that.
It's one of the few foods I would say I don't like.
Yeah,
Isn't that
I like it with mushroom soup, and then it makes like a creamy tomato mushroom
Let's
soup,
try
and
that.
you dip that grilled cheese in there. That's real good. My mouth is watering.
I know,
right
for
now.
sure. Speaking of dipping, my dad used to make raisins and spice oatmeal for me. And he would make toast that was buttery, and dipping the toast in the raisins and spice is like chef's kiss. It's about the butter hitting the oatmeal. There's all sorts of foods. Holy smokes. Like I could go on a tear. A warm chocolate chip cookie. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah. I mean, and it does seem to be, it's like there is a biological thing that happens to us when we eat. We do release
dopamine.
It's eating is something, it actually brings your anxiety down. It releases dopamine and the feel good thing. So there definitely is a tie between why comfort food is indeed comforting.
I think I've said this before, but one of the things I heard, and I don't, I'm not a doctor or a scientist or whatever, but I've heard.
I'm glad you're not, because you would have been holding out some real important information for me.
One of the things I heard somewhere along the way is that people with ADHD seek dopamine because we process it differently. And the fastest way to get a dopamine dump is through food, which is why a lot of people with ADHD are overweight, because the fastest way to get that dopamine dump is through enjoying food. And there's that pleasure that hits that's like that kind of factor. And I know that I was telling Shelly a couple of weeks ago, I was on phentermine years ago, which is like an appetite suppressant. And what it did was it took away that level of food. So food still tasted good, but I didn't get that, oh my God, kind of feeling.
Right.
And it makes you just not as interested in eating.
Yeah.
So isn't that interesting how it just like shuts off the
a lot of those
dopamine?
A lot of the GLPs and phentermine, things like that, they work on that hedonistic center in your brain and dull it down. And that is exactly why the cravings stop, is because they're hitting that pleasure center of your brain, which is why they're also finding those medications are helping people who have like alcohol addictions, drug addictions, because it's targeting that center. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, again, correlation between why do we seek comfort in food? There really are some biological ties there to why we do that. And then the food you pick, I think, everybody can have, some people go towards sweet, some people go towards starchy, which breaks down into sweets. Some people want ice cream. It's like, I think everybody has those different levels of comfort food, but probably psychologically we've picked ones that work on us individually. Like this is the one that's
interesting.
calms me down.
And like, I don't usually go for ice cream unless it's there and somebody's like, hey, do you want some ice cream? I very rarely will buy it. Just like, ooh,
it's not my thing either. Yeah.
But I don't dislike it. Here's my weird thing is I have to add milk into it and make it like a milkshake in a bowl kind of. Yeah. Which I think people think is kind of weird sometimes. Like Jeff will say, do you want a bowl of ice cream? And I'm like, sure, but can you add milk? And he'll put like a splash. And I'm like, no, bro, it needs to be swimming. Like consider it like cereal, because I want to mash it down with my spoon to where it's like eating a milkshake. And I don't know why that is. A cone I'm totally fine with, but if it's in a bowl, I want a lot of milk in it. Yeah.
I mean, you're making milkshake in a bowl.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. It's not my ice cream. Again, I like it. I'll have it once in a while. Definitely not one of my, I'd say, binge worthy. Like I'm not going to go off on a tear on a bowl of ice cream. Right. I do like Magic Shell with it.
I know we talked about that in an episode and I was like, I didn't even know they still made that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Isn't it just like crayons?
It is like melted crayons. It is like chocolate, but it has a paraffin or whatever in it to make it harden up when it hits it's chocolate crayons and melted down.
So I would say my favorite category of food, like we used to play this a lot when we were growing up. Like if you could only do like wear one color for the rest of your life, or if you could only eat one category of food, not like a ethnicity, not like would you rather have Italian or Chinese. If you could only have one type of food for the rest of your life, mine would be sandwiches. I can wreck Ralph a sandwich. Yeah. I love sandwiches because you can do so many things. You can put a salad on it. You know, my mom has always said soups. So my mom is a big soup person. I like soups as well. I'm not very good at making them. Maybe that's why.
I like soup and I make good soup.
You do make good
it's
soup.
Warming. Again, it's one of those warming. Soup is a kind of a perfect food because it works in the cold part of the year and it works in the hot part of the year. It's light. It can be hearty. So I get a soup is pretty versatile.
So I love like a Nashville hot chicken sandwich or like a BLT. Oh, yeah. I love a BLT.
Yeah.
I love a BLT. So things like that, I would definitely say or a grilled cheese sandwich. I think sandwiches are definitely.
Yeah, I think you can get a lot of different options if you go something like a sandwich.
Is great too.
Pretty big. Yeah,
there's some really good salads. But I think that I would stand by.
I tend to go like, and I wouldn't pick it as my go-to food, but I do think when it comes to the category of comfort foods, casserole things like where you have cheeses and sauce and starch mixed in, crunch up some potato chip on top. My mom always crunch potato chips on top.
Hot casserole?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so anything like that tends to be my go-to for the comfort food areas. It's not really the sweets. It's much more the ooey, the gooey, the savory, something with some salt, maybe a little crunch on it. Yeah, I love that.
So outside of things that you consume, what are some ways that you seek comfort in life if you're having like a rough minute or you're having a bad day? Like, what are some ways for you to self-soothe that that you know, like that would be your go-tos or things that you wish could be your go-to?
I really enjoy if I'm feeling stressed, if I'm really feeling, something's a little too much. I find that sitting down and going to the recliner, sitting down and having a couple dogs come sit on my lap is my first go-to. You know, you have Ahsoka, I have Bunny. Those are kind of our emotional little support buddies.
Just kind of.
Yeah. And it's like when I am feeling that way, Bunny seeks me out. He just knows, and he'll come and just sit with me and I pet him. And that's another one that releases petting, the act of petting.
Dopamine.
Yep. It also, they found people who have pets when they're older, their health tends to be a little bit better. For people with stress and anxiety, they've noticed people who have pets tend to be able to manage those symptoms a little bit better. So again, you're releasing that act of petting of doing that and having a warm little critter or big critter on you just tends to regulate your heartbeat. It brings everything down. So that really, I feel like I find myself doing that. And I'm not even sure exactly how I ended up there or why I'm there, but that's probably my first go-to is that. I also sometimes like putting on my headphones and listening to music, just something to distract. I get a lot of anxiety and anxiety loops, and I need something that breaks it.
Right.
And music will interrupt that cycle for me. So I know a lot of people, I don't listen to audio, but a lot of people will listen to audiobooks or music to try to kind of break that anxiety cycle. So that like petting, music, and then my other one is literally taking a nap. Sometimes
you're good at taking a power nap. I learned that like as we've traveled over the last couple months.
Yeah.
Shelly's good at a power nap. I can't take a nap.
Yeah.
Even if I take a 10-minute nap, I'm wrecked. Like, I can't get myself out of the fog, and I need like a couple hours, but then I'm going to be so groggy. So I just don't even try. Even if I'm exhausted, like the day that we went in the hot air balloon, we were up at 4.
It's crazy.
And then we were up till like 11.
Yeah.
And Shelly took a nap in between, but I was like, no, okay.
Yeah.
Like I just can't. My body just doesn't nap.
If I'm doing a true nap, I really try not to go beyond like 40 minutes. If I do that, it can interfere with my sleep later, but I can do a power nap.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't used to nap at all, ever. And I started doing it probably about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can nap with a dog, that's even better. But those are my main go-tos. Those are my kind of comfort. And of course, like I'll do a mani-pedi. Sometimes I'll do a self-care thing as a comfort. Like I like having my nails, done, or my feet sitting in the hot water when you're getting a pedicure. Those are real relaxing for me.
I love a manicure, and there's something just about, maybe it's just somebody touching your hands like that.
Yeah.
Is like that human connection that it takes away your worries because you're focused on what's happening.
Yeah.
I also love to like curl up in a cozy comforter and read.
Yeah.
I love to read or watch some like trashy reality TV or something like that.
Oh yeah.
If I can do something like diamond painting where it's going to get my mind hyper focused on one thing, so I can't really. So what I do is I don't know if you know what diamond painting is. It's like you paint with a little.
Yeah.
If I do that, because I have to pay attention to the tray color and the dot and the tools, I'll have TV going in the background that doesn't require a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And that way, if I'm focusing on those two things, I can't let anything that's giving me anxiety in.
Yeah.
There's not enough bandwidth for me to even think about it. So it's just like I sit and do it, and it's very soothing. It's very like it's a pattern that is a known outcome. So I think there's something soothing in that.
I do along those lines. Another one I'd say is like doing Lego.
I was wondering when you were going to say Legos.
Yeah.
You do love to do Legos.
And I actually do the part of it. I do like building them, but I do the process that's called knolling. And what knolling is your Legos come in a big package. You undo the package, you spill them all out. And then you group them all, like you put all the like pieces in little piles. And that is called knolling. And that's what Lego enthusiasts call it. So
is it the same with puzzles? Is it called knolling?
I don't know if they call it that, but it's the same idea where you get all the edge pieces or you start grouping like colors of the puzzle together into little piles where you think they might go.
I have puzzle sorting trays.
I use puzzle sorting trays for my puzzles and for my Legos.
I love that.
So those are things that require concentration. They are distraction things, but they allow you have to focus. And TV is another one that a lot of people will cite as a comfort thing or a thing that calms them
distraction.
Down. And it is.
When you're in a rough minute, you need a distraction.
Yeah. And TV, your brain is working less when it's watching TV. It's more passive when you're watching TV than when you're asleep. Your brain is at more rest when you watch TV than it is when you're asleep. It's the waves. It's the TV is made up of pixels and this and that you don't really see it, but your brain still sees it. And it's just that something is put in front of you that has a storyline, that has a whatever, and it allows the active parts of your brain just to kind of go to sleep and be like, oh, we're doing this now. So TV requires less brain activity than sleeping. Your mind is more active during sleep. So you can actually think about people who binge watch TV, like they start in the morning, they go all day. This is probably not really somebody who's that much of a TV enthusiast. This is probably someone who is very stressed out and
they need that.
They
don't even realize maybe that they're doing that.
Or they come home from work. My dad used to come home from work and watch TV from the minute he got home from work till he'd go to bed.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
We're fascinating creatures.
Yeah.
The other thing I find really comforting is if someone like plays with my hair or brushes my hair. To me, that's very relaxing, very soothing. Or like, having your partner hold your hand.
Yeah.
Or things like that. Just getting some nice hugs or laughing. I think is a very comforting way to self-soothe.
All of those release endorphins. Every one of those activities. So we're very endorphin, that is one of the things. We're so chemically balanced and we're so chemically imbalanced that we seek these things out. We don't even know why we seek them out, but our deep down inside, all of that subliminal stuff it knows what's going on and it's seeking these things out to keep everything regulated and running. So we might not know, well, why do I feel so good when I hold, my husband's hand, or why is petting this dog relaxing me so much? Well, you need it. That's why it's something you actually need. You just don't know how much
Right.
you need that kind of stuff.
Well, it's like we talked a couple episodes ago when we were in Napa, we were talking about the senses, right? And how we want to feed the senses. It's something that you're taught when you have anxiety. My therapist taught me this. If you're in the middle of an anxiety attack or you feel one percolating, to touch into all five senses, like, what can I hear right now? What can I see? What colors are there? What do I smell? Can I taste something? Can I touch something? And she said to do like, touch something furry, find something green in the room, sing Mary Had a Little Lamb, like all of these things that just make you jump through the senses rapidly, like hold a piece of ice and say the alphabet backwards. And because it'll just remap your brain into like task mode instead of fear mode. So when you're trying to complete a task, like I've sung at funerals before with quartets, and something that my cousin Anna, who you're in a quartet with now, taught me is to disassociate from the words that you're singing and the people. And she'll count like the slats in the ceiling or like the dots on the microphone.
Right.
I'll sit and sing and try to, as I'm singing, in the back of my mind, translate it into German, because it takes away the emotion that's tied to what you're feeling. And if you can go into a different task, your muscle memory will have the right words and notes fall out, usually, if you've done it enough.
Yeah.
But you have to disassociate yourself, because singing at a funeral for somebody that you cared about, especially,
that's
really,
can be rough. Yeah.
It's really hard. So
it can be very
seeking
emotional.
comfort in the left brain stuff is a way to get rid of anxiety, is to just like, how would I say the alphabet backwards in German? I wonder if I could do that.
So much of anxiety is, it's like anxiety builds this foundation of repetition. So you'll get stuck in like loops, like I'm upset about this. I'm thinking about this. Now I'm even more upset. And now I'm scared, because not only am I upset, I'm figuring out that this is going to lead to this, is going to lead to that.
You get trapped in the
You
what
get
ifs.
trapped, and then you start blowing it up, and all of your energy goes on creating these anxiety loops that keep getting bigger and bigger and more out of control, which make it's just a vicious cycle. And a lot of things that will get you grounded and get you back require breaking that loop. You've got to break that cycle, and distractive, techniques. That's exactly what you're supposed to do to break anxiety loops. So we're naturally drawn. That's why we're thinking, I want some comfort food. If you stop and examine why it is you're craving some comfort food.
Right. If all of a sudden you're craving cookies,
you might figure
like,
out, what's going on, and you might realize, I just realized I have this report due at work, and I'm behind, and everything will start. You'll get this long list, and it's like, that's why I wanted mac and cheese.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you can, after the fact, look back and go, I see what I was doing there.
Yeah.
I see why.
It's hard to see it when you're in it. Very hard to identify.
I do want to say, while we're talking about cookies, you know where I'm going.
I do.
So we have a new friend on TikTok named Danny, and she sent us some cookies that she makes. She makes these cookies that are the size of your face.
Yeah,
they're like 1.5 inches thick.
Yeah,
and they're so good. It's like a meal for two. They're so big. They're great for parties and stuff. But she sent us a bunch of flavors, and I was just thinking, like, Shelly was in line at the rental car place in Napa for over an hour. And I could see the rage bubbling up. And I was like, oh dear. Because I was sitting over on the side.
And I was starting to have low blood sugar because it had taken so long. We hadn't eaten a long time.
Right. And they said only the driver can be in line. So I couldn't be in line with her and like kind of, bounce ideas or chat or distract her. And I looked over, and she looked pissed.
I was.
And like, just like, I don't usually see this face on her. And I was like, I'm going to go bring her one of Danny's cookies.
I think I texted you. Yeah, I think I texted you.
I might need a cookie.
Might need a cookie or something.
And we had the strawberry one.
Yeah.
And so I brought it over to her, and I got a little video of her just like laughing as I brought it over. But amazingly, it helped.
Yeah, it did. Right? It got my mood back.
It's not just that blood sugar, though. It's like you were in very dissatisfied customer mode.
Yes.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't want to unleash that on the person.
No.
Turns out the guy behind the counter totally deserved whatever we would have
cookie or no cookie. Yes.
Cookie or no cookie. But I could just see like her face was tight, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like she's not okay. We
Yeah.
need to give her
I
some
probably
cookies.
those are the times when I look like my mom, whenever I'm looking very disapproving.
Well, you saw the video that I took.
Yeah.
You're just like tense, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like it was
That
bad.
cookie, Danny out there saving lives with her cookies. That's what she's doing.
That's work.
And by the way, we're going to shout that out. Her name of her bakery is Sweet Tease, Tease.
Like teasing your hair.
Yep. Bakery. And go check her out.
She's in North Carolina or South Carolina.
I think it's North Carolina. But she's got a website, and these are event cookies, you guys. They're amazing. But for comfort food, for treats, check it out.
Yeah.
Gotta shout her out. She's amazing.
For sure.
They are good.
They're good. So I think comfort food is the thing that most people think of as far as like a way to quickly get comfort. And we all have different ones, but I think that some of them are going to be similar.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that both of ours were like casserole driven.
Yeah.
Like
the gooey, the cheesy, the saucy.
Like the chicken pot
some
pie.
carbs.
I've never been one to make chicken and dumplings. I don't know that I've ever made that in my life, but you've made it for me. And I was like, God damn, that slaps. That's so good.
I love chicken. I love chicken and dumplings. They're one of my favorite things to make. Especially fall, winter. I get into the soups.
You make
and stuff.
some?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah, I will.
Heck yeah.
I'll put out my recipe.
Bread. Oh, baking to me is also very comforting. Just there's something about kneading the dough.
Oh yeah.
Like just the feel of the dough in your hands, how it's so smooth, and it goes from craggly to smooth, and watching the gluten activate is just such a cool
I've seen some
process.
things out on the internet about kneading bread for therapy. Like that it is the motion, everything. It's a repetitive motion.
I will never use like a mixer to do the kneading.
Yeah.
Ever, because I love it. It's my favorite part of it. The stretch and folds, the kneading, the coil folds, all of it. I'm just obsessed with it. It's very soothing. So if I start to have anxiety, if I have dough to play with, that's also a good outlet.
Yeah, you got to have some. Well, and it's like that's why some people do pottery, kind of the same thing. Repetitive motions, the feel of the clay, building something. A lot of people who will do
it's the
art,
touch sense.
The touch, right? Exactly. That's the thing that calms down. And identifying what the thing is. It auditory? Is that the thing that calms you down? Is it tactile? Is it you've got to touch the thing and feel it? It's like if you learn about yourself, what the thing is. It taste? Is it taste? Is it food?
Like we're talking about all five senses.
Yeah. So it's about
finding. You talked about music. We talked about curling up. Like there's all sorts
watching,
of seeing things.
Visual.
So we're really just kind of skating through the senses when we're trying to seek comfort.
Yeah.
So.
And you probably have a style that hits a little harder than the other ones. And if you know what those are and can actively have them available and ready when you feel like here you are, we're all adults. We all have stress. There is no way to live in 2025 without dealing with whether you have anxiety, whether you're diagnosed with anything or not, you are experiencing some kind of stress in your life. We all do. It's just part of life.
I just remember Sue saying on the episode a few episodes ago, like, I have anxiety, like you caught it on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
because I didn't have anxiety before my car accident, but I think I caught it in a car accident.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all have a turning point where it's a relationship thing, a job thing, a kid thing. It's just, if you're an adult, it's going to happen. So finding ways ahead of time, just knowing what your style is for bringing it down, like for cutting the anxiety. Stress is, when they talk about stress from a health standpoint, it is the number one killer. Mm-hmm. It's, you think it's heart disease. It's this, it's that. It's stress. Stress.
They'll go back to gut health.
Yeah. And
first of all, and gut health is regulated. Like everything that you need to know about your body can be found in your gut.
Yep. We have a lot of hormones and stuff that talk directly to our brain there. But when you're in stress, like that's why people actually get ulcers, like when they're stressed out. And that is, of course, in your gut. So identifying how you relieve stress is super important. And a lot of people are running around going, oh, I'm not stressed out. I'm not stressed out. Yes, you are. You are. There is some level of stress going on in everybody's life. So you just, sometimes we don't find out till the health problem is already developed. That's when we figure it out. So
it's better to stay ahead of it. Yeah. But I'm curious what your guys' comfort foods or ways to comfort yourself are. I would love to hear wherever you're listening, if you have a way to leave a comment or I always love to hear what other people's, like, what's your favorite, blah, blah, blah. If you
Mhm.
guys have any ideas for podcast episode topics, we would love to hear those as well.
Yes, we would.
So Shelly, as we always do, we're going to do a couple rapid fire questions. So I'm going to go ahead and start.
Okay.
What is your, on food, what is your favorite salad?
Ooh. I like that wedge salad that you can get at like any steakhouse where you get that big chunk of, it's just like iceberg. It's not the healthiest,
iceberg with blue cheese.
but it's got the blue cheese, bacon, some onions, little purple onions on it. There's just something, that bite, that first bite of that is so satisfying. It's all those savory, yummy things.
Yeah.
I love the wedge.
Love it.
I love me a wedge. Okay. So Angie, you just let us know you are a fan of sandwiches. So right now, if a sandwich could materialize in front of you, what would that sandwich be?
Muffaletta.
Ooh. Wow. She went deep in.
I went to muffaletta because I don't usually get them because they're not very often on a menu.
Yeah.
And they're kind of hard. I mean, you don't normally have this stuff on hand to make them.
Right.
A proper muffaletta would be. Are you familiar with those?
I had one a few years ago. I can't remember exactly what it is.
It's
but
got a bunch of different kind of meats and it has like the olive salad.
That's what it is.
Like,
It's got like the topping on the olive. Yes.
So good. I love all sandwiches. A banh mi. I will wreck
Oh,
a banh
which is
mi,
like
dude.
the crispy, thin, French.
No.
Isn't it a
banh mi is
baguette?
the Vietnamese one.
Yeah, but aren't they like a thin bag? It's like a real
No, it's
crunchy,
like a regular
crispy.
baguette roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they stuff it with a whole bunch of like
Yummy
pickled
vegetables and
Ugh. Now I'm-
thinly sliced meats and stuff.
Yeah. So,
Now you don't
maybe
know
I'm
which
gonna
one.
say banh mi. No, I'm just kidding. I would say banh mi because that sounds
Okay.
real freaking good.
I want that for dinner. Now.
Okay, non-food related. We all know who my mentor is and the voice in my ear if I'm trying to weigh an option in my head.
Mhm.
We know that's Sue. Who has been your strongest mentor in your life?
Oh my gosh. As an adult, I don't know that there's been just one person. There's probably been many, but I would say in my formative years, especially because when I was a teenager, my parents they were kind of not getting along really well. They were getting ready to go through a divorce. So their relationship wasn't that great. And they had alcohol problems. So I really, really needed the input of responsible adults. So I would say teachers were probably some of the biggest, most important people in my life. A lot of my high
Do you have
school
one teacher that you think of like in particular?
I had a couple that were, one of them was Miss Meservey, who was my German and English teacher. When you go to a small school, you will get the same teachers over and over throughout the grade. So I had her several different years of high school in different roles. She'd be my English teacher, my German teacher. And I took 3 different years of German. So I had her mostly all through high school. And then I had another teacher. His name was Mr. McQuaid. He was my history teacher. He had been a truck driver before he became a school teacher. He was a really sarcastic guy with a really funny sense of humor, but his classes were very tough and demanded a lot. And then there was Mrs. Underwood, who was like our yearbook teacher, but these were all, I can't say that any of them weren't important, but those ones kind of stand out as I'd have lunch with them and we'd talk about things. So it was just, I was a straight A student while all this stuff was crumbling in my home life world. But I stayed on track because there were people setting examples, being nice and nurturing. I think these people all knew something was going on.
Right.
It's a small town and people know. But as an adult, it's been a lot of my employers, a lot of friends that I've had. It's been kind of an ever-changing
Very
kind
cool.
of role. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. So Angie, you get one more. I'm going to flip the switch on you on that one. Just say, who was your favorite high school teacher and why?
High school teacher. Oh my gosh. I can't think of his name. Mr. Keller. Yeah, Mr. Keller. He did fantasy literature. And then he was also like my health ed and stuff. He had a band, like a rock band that would play in bars called Chicken Joe and the Cocks. because his name was Joe Keller. He's still playing in that band.
Oh my gosh. We'll have to go see.
Yeah. So I mean, every once in a while I'll see something for Chicken Joe and the Cocks. And I'm like, oh my God, Mr. Keller. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name for a second. He was very
menopause brain.
Right. He was very relatable. He was very like down to earth. He was really cool. He was like, he was easy to approach. So I would say,
I think we'll have to do an episode on high school, because I think right now, when we just both mentioned high school teachers, all of you started remembering your high school teachers or grade school teachers or college teachers, because they do end up being an important part of your life. So
I can't
we'll
remember
have
what
to
my chemistry teacher was in high school, but he was like super hippie guy. And he came home from like a 3-week vacation. And we were asking him, I cannot remember his name. We were asking him how his trip, it was like, I think he went to Mexico, and he started telling us about how good the weed was. And then he realized,
you can't do that.
Well, it wasn't legal, first of all, back then. And just the look of terror on his face, like, oh, fuck, I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
And it was like, you could just see, like, he always just kind of looked kind of high.
Yeah.
And we would have things blow up in chemistry, like literally, like, I don't know how this guy kept but he was super entertaining. I just remember him coming back from vacation, and we're like,
a little too honest.
Mexico, and he was like, oh my God, the weed is so good there. Or like the what? And he was like, I mean, like they have a lot of like flowers, as he tried to like play it off. Yeah, it was very funny. So what a fun topic. We love all things comforting. Why wouldn't we? And thank you so much for listening, you guys. It means the world that you're choosing to listen to us. If you have time, if you could give us a like, a share, a comment, a follow, and most importantly, a 5-star review, because that helps push us out to more people. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you guys on Friday. We'll see you on the flip side. Ciao.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you laughed, related, or just need more, hit subscribe.
Check out the show notes to find us on socials and YouTube, and join our Patreon for exclusive extras.
And remember,
we're still hot, just in flashes.